Welcome to the channel. Building overseas doesn't have to be a nightmare. My goal is to help you make that dream a reality. Expect weekly tips on the process of building that dream home and the lifestyle it brings. So check out my videos, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Just me, Tony OG, also known as the landlord. Okay, stopping by to say hello. I will see you guys in a bit. Um, Hopefully, life is going well with you guys. I've been busy a little bit, good busy. So, just wanted to stop by and see how you guys are doing, how your projects are going. If you have any questions, we can do that. Other than that, this is more for basically saying hello, hi. Let me know. Check in if you are watching. And this is just for you guys if you have any questions, and then we can just take it from there as well. Okay, so I hope life is good. I hope 2023 is going well for all of you. I wouldn't expect anything else. The goal is to be better every year. Stay focused, stay hungry, stay disciplined. Keep challenging yourself. Over here on our side, we want the best. We deserve the best, and no excuses, right? So, but yeah, I'll share a few things with you guys. Building homes, then building a house, building a dream home. Um, there's there's a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. Only if you care about the outcome. If you're trying to execute something that is going to be magnificent, or something that is going to be a staple, then you have to put a lot of time and energy, and also obviously getting the right team in execution also helps as well. So, but if it's just whatever, right? Build whatever, then the outcome is going to be a whatever house, right? And I don't think why anybody should be whatever house, because in the end of the day, it's going to cost you money anyway. Even if you got the money like that, it's still going to cost you money. So do it right, do it right the first time, and it's a learning curve. It's a learning curve. Like I always say, it's going to, everybody's going to be humbled at a certain point. Um, Ghana is no joke. Ghana is going to humble you. Better people have gone, they've come back. Greater people have taken this endeavor, have not completed. So it's just you have to be smart in your decision making, in your execution and all that stuff. And I think if you do that, you have a greater chance of executing. Okay. So other than that, let me know if you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, that would be appreciated. But as a landlord here, as I've been given the title by Giga Production, is is I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it. YouTube engine. I appreciate that. I'll take that. We take it with a badge of honor. Thanks for staying up though to watch this. Appreciate it. Cosmos, thanks for stopping it through. Yep, doing it right. You gotta do it right. It's important. It's really important. It's important because no, I don't believe in shortcomings. Man. I don't believe in free stuff. I don't believe in. I don't know everything that I've respect everything that I've earned, everything I've accomplished is through the grind. You respect the grind, and so I feed off the challenge. So um, I don't know where to build for cheap. I don't know, and if there's a place, I don't want to know. Nothing quality come from cheap. We know that, and you know that. You're a smart person. You should know that. So pay the price, find the best people, and challenge yourself. Right? Challenge yourself. And and there's still some stuff. Still consultation. It's fair that way. Uh, Use the service. The thing's gonna help you. It's gonna help you a lot. Nobody has asked for a return. And that is when you get to get a whole thing, the mindset, right? And what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish, and how best you can, take care of things, from the ground up all the way. And stuff. So it's not just my thoughts. It's been other people's thought, other people that have done it bigger and better than myself. Also, that experiences they've shared with me, and what I'm also learning in the process to help you execute. So your house become the unique and the best house that you can ever build. Assuming if it becomes the only house that you build, we want it to be the finest, right? We want it to be stable. So that is my mindset. If that's not for you, there's other places as well that you can spend your time. But over here, um, I want to think that I can build a house that is more inspiring, and you might, take some certain things from it to help you in yours as well. Other than that, I'm not gonna put it out there, right? So that is the mindset, and so after that, we're gonna enjoy this thing. So take your time, take your time. Um, Competition is good to some extent, but understand the mindset for the competition. Is it competition for you to bring the best out of yourself? That's always good. Is it competition to build something that is so unique that you haven't seen that yet? That is also good. Um, but competition because you want to finish than somebody else and stuff like that. Uh, Nobody cares. At the end of the day, you build a house for you. So build to what you want, and stuff like that. And I think once you do that, you've done your homework. You got the right team. You're paying attention. You are learning. You're hoping to learn. Your house is going to be a house of one, right? A house of one, no matter where it is. Okay, so that's some stuff that I've learned over the years from people that went before me and people that doing on a larger scale as well. And so I'm still building my. In the summer, I'm gonna take care of some few things. I'm trying to. This one, I'm taking my time a little bit. I'm enjoying it more. There's no pressure because I already have a place to stay. Because I want this thing to be splendid. I want it to be. So I'm pushing. I'm pushing. I'm getting creative. I'm talking to all the people that I need to bring to make this thing like very very unique. Okay. Is it necessary to build a huge house? Is it necessary? Absolutely not. Not necessary. And that is not just of my opinion. If you start putting several $100,000 in a house in Ghana and you start getting the 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, 9,000 square feet in those things, and people that I know that have put that into residential homes. I mean, we're talking about residential homes. We have all have one, and this is unequivocal. Everybody have asked to say, if you have to do it again, would you build a massive house? Everybody says no. I've yet to see somebody that says yes. So, and these are people that put hundreds of thousands of dollars into their project, right? Now, what is also a huge house, right? And I've said this before, right? Um, is I think I would even say 4,000 square feet is a big house. 4,000 square feet is still adequate for a family of five, if even six, a family of six. If the layout is done properly, right? It's still a big house here. But I think once you start getting the 6, 7,000, 8,000, I think it becomes like unnecessary. The first one is 6,500 square feet. Trust me. On any given day, we are using like 2,000 square feet to 2,500. So it becomes difficult to maintain, get dusty, maintain. Trust me. Someday I'll release my monthly budget to maintain that house. It's more than probably half of the population makes on a monthly. They add up. They really add up. So I would say the layout oversize. I'm more advocate for layout oversize. Some people may disagree. That is fine, but I'll stand on it. Layout oversize. So get a good layout. If you want open concept, get a good layout, and I think the layout will still be the size. There's a lot of big homes in Ghana. When you walk in, it's still average, still average. It doesn't matter where it is, even in the Trazaco, East Legon. You walk in these homes, it's still very average, right? So my thing is get a good plan. Pay the money, get a good architect, spend some time with them. It might cost you 1,800, 2,000, $3,000 to get a good plan that makes sense to you. Um, because your mindset is, what if this is the only house you are going to build, right? So get something, get what you want, get some done. Yeah, I know it's cheaper. You can get somebody in Ghana for $500, and they can produce something somebody has planned and trying to sell it to you. Um, and so the goal is to build something unique that you haven't seen yet. So you probably want to get somebody from outside to give you that. Because if the architect is just in Ghana, all they've seen is that's all they've seen. If you live outside, use the architectural designs, right? So, so it's important. Take your time. It takes about 3 to 4 months to actually, when you're working with an architect, try to sit down and figure out what you want. You can come to consultation. We can share some of the things with you. How you can make the plan, the blueprint. You build something for now. If you have growing family and all those things, you have to accommodate all that in. So you build one time, and then you can enjoy it. Okay, so that's my thought on that. So good question. Parky design the rooftop before woodwork. Ideally, let them do the woodwork and then do the design. After that, with the thing with the parapet, sometimes too, it's like minimal is good. I've seen some elaborate designs, and also everything you do, you have to factor into the whole design of the house, right? So you could do something that's just very simple, straight up, coping with maybe slanted a little bit on it to get the water off, or you can do some few designs. So keep it just clean, and it doesn't go with every type of architecture build. So I think for me, the goal is to respect the architecture build. Don't mix and match everything in there. It's like dressing up with your favorite clothes at a time. It looks sloppy. And so if it's modern and contemporary, you can get away with those kind of stuff. When it becomes sometimes like Mediterranean, becomes a little bit tricky. Can be done, but it becomes a little bit tricky. So um, let them do the woodwork, and then you can do that. I will say this and I repeat that. Consultation is a must. Is a must. I think people underestimating the value of that. When we started, being one of the first people to start this YouTube thing, building in Ghana thing, we didn't have nobody to talk to. There was nobody to talk to. So we kind of like learn on the trade. We made mistakes, um, and stuff like that. So the consultation is really helpful. Who you consult with is also important. I think so. It's very, very important because if you are consulting with somebody who is also learning this stuff, then maybe they haven't made a mistake yet. So the advice at that time, why meaningful, may not be accurate because they themselves have not gotten to that point yet. You can consult with somebody about the whole building process is if they're just doing foundation when they've not actually built something you want, something that you like to duplicate, and have gone through the whole process. So we got to respect those who have done it well. So whether male or female, give them their flowers, right? It is important. There's no way, and I'll say this again. I don't think how smart you think you are. I don't think you will be able to execute from everything flawlessly, everything through your head. Not possible. You can't do it. Because that means you have to be an expert in every area. Nobody does. Even here, you have other expertise that come in, and it looks easy until you start going in there. The foundation looks easy to you start having foundation problems. The pillars and the beam looks easy to you start having problems. The roofings look easy to you starting having problems. The flat roofs look easy to you start having leakages problems. The plumbing, all these things, the interior design, the layout is off, right? So most of the time we are waiting to have a problem before we go get help. Listen, I don't think that way. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna find a person that have done it well, and I'm gonna go get some information. If I have to pay for the service, I'll pay for the service. But I'm not going to be a novice and then use ego to go there and try and feel I can figure it. No, you can figure it out. And you may dispute what I say, but you go back full circle and come back and say, I don't like this guy, but he's right. And that is how it's going to play out, because when we started, all the advice we got from those who went before us, granted even most of them were not on YouTube, we took those lessons and we applied it, so we didn't make too many blunders. We still make a little bit. So consultation is a must, because I'm still seeing sloppy work. I'm still seeing all the time on the space. I'm still seeing over there, and so that means the message it's not being delivered well, or people don't want to take the message. I'm still seeing sloppy work from all over, from the beginning to the end. It's still happening. To me, there's no need. There's no need. And your builder literally is a business decision. So if they're not up to par, they gotta go. Nobody is indispensable, when it comes to my team. So that is understood. And if you don't qualify, you don't qualify. So the consultation, we're one of the good ones here. There's other people that you may check, but it's a must. Other than that, you will pay a price in these things, because you can be there and they will still do the wrong stuff, and you're not gonna be catch it. You're not be able to see it. So we help you say, okay, watch for this. This is we give you some tools. This is what you need to be watching for, that and stuff like that. So when you go there, you know what you're looking for, and so the moment they start making errors, you can see right away and either correct them or use somebody else, right? So other than that, trust me, I know you smart. Yeah, I know you're very good. But to execute a magnificent house flawlessly, you will need some help from people that have experience, knowledge and experience, to help guide you so you can execute well. Other than that, you can take your chances too. We'll be here. We'll see them. So I think it's important. I think it's important. Then who you go to is important. Definitely, my mentality is, if I'm gonna go ask, probably I'm gonna find somebody who's done it on a higher match level. I'm not just gonna ask anybody else who's just doing it again. Okay. So that's my thoughts. It's important. It's very important to do that, because there's a learning curve. And even how to do modification properly and all those things is very, very important. It's very, very important. So other than that, if you don't care, then you don't care, and you're gonna see the outcome. So I think we should care, because people are watching this stuff, and you put the money into that. So what we do matters. That is why I personally cannot do video every day. I just can't, because you have to vet certain things. You have to get sometimes you have to access information, and to make sure you deliver them accurately, because it's important. You don't want somebody taking your input and go do something that costs them money and stress. Okay, so Christmas, this consultation is a must. Who you choose matters, but other than that, we also see, if you are trying to do it by yourself, we can also see that, right? Because now it's public. The challenge, though, so is why it's good to have all these videos. People are doing, they're posting all the stuff. Everything has what pros and cons. So pros is that there's other eyes people can look at. Cons also too is like, then also too is like bad information out there too. And our people tend to move towards bad information for some reason. But it's important, right? It's important to humble yourself and double check, cross check the information, and sometimes you even have to show some of your work to people that build here, to see what they think and all that stuff. Listen, not everybody's up to par. Not every builder in Ghana is up to par. Our blueprint is very, very complicated for some of them. Not everybody can design those homes, especially, listen, if you have immaculate design blueprint and you are building somewhere village or somewhere remote, the idea of having a top-notch engineer over there is not really, really possible. I'm saying, like, the good ones tend to concentrate themselves in the city, or they move to the city where they can make more money and stuff like that. So some of these builds, it becomes a little bit more complicated. So it's kind of like you pick what you get, and that's why we bring our team everywhere we go, because we can guarantee the quality, and then we got, if things don't work, we fix it for you. It doesn't get better than that, right? So you get what you pay for. You get, at the end, there's the mindset, right? The mindset you approach this is important. It's very, very important. Um, and I've seen some homes. Definitely, if I get invitation to visit, I'm not gonna go there because I'm scared. I'm not gonna go there. So I don't want it to, to collapse the time I get there. And then there's some I'll be like, okay, yeah, it's done well. But so keep pushing, keep pushing. When I started, so the first project, yeah, so you chances are, my business partner, Steven, like I've said this, when it comes to real estate, he's the only person I could ever do a business venture with, only person ever, because of two things. Our minds are alike. He's the most ethical person I've met in that space, and he's competent, and he will not take corners. And when teams come, if people come and they don't meet, you gotta go. It's just, listen. If you come there, you're not gonna produce. You just gotta go. We're not babysitting, right? So, so it's like, that's how you got to see it. You're trying to execute something with your money and resources and time. So it's either people are gonna be able to live out to the expectations, or they're not gonna live out to the expectations. So I did change people. There are a couple of people that they're not on the secondary project. I got rid of them, right? So, but what we are doing is to find the best, which we have in the electrical area, with the plumbing area, the carpentry, in the build area. Okay, we Windows, we're gonna have a different whole company. There's a bunch of stuff. We're gonna have a different group. So don't get, the loyalty is not to the person doing the job. The loyalty is the outcome. So if they don't live up to par, they gotta go. They really gotta go. Like, that's how I do it. I'm not gonna watch you mess up my project because you're a cool dude. No. If you're not going to be able to deliver to the expectation of what I expect as excellence, then you're not coming back. Doesn't matter who you are. Okay. So sometimes it happens. So we usually only help with a building permit if we are working on on that project ourselves. So about than that, you should be able to. Some areas are difficult to get. There's consultation. There's a way to maneuver around all this stuff, all these roadblocks that people go through, and all this stuff. There's all solution for all of them. All of them. Okay. So consultation, because I don't want to say it here. There's a way to get around all this stuff. All right, all these stumbling blocks. There's a way. Okay. But your foreman should be able to help you, wherever you are built to acquire these building permits. And if there's challenges, there's other things they can do. So either they know or they don't know, right? And so, but I'm not gonna dive deep into that. But they should be able to do that. A certain part of Accra becomes a little bit more challenges, certain things. The permits do take long in certain areas, or sometimes you get a temporary permit to build in that expires. Like they usually give you about 3 month window and that kind of stuff. But it's a way that you can still advance your project without massive interruption and stuff if you know what you're doing. Okay. So if you want in depth to look at your specific situation, reach out to us and we can look at it and help you. Okay. So bro, give a few shout out to people, to Madochi, Chronmos, Bola Massive. Thanks for joining me here. We have a roughly, I don't want to keep this too long. So if you don't have any questions, we can take it for there. So what is the difference between indenture and the land title? Um, so indenture includes the land title. So indenture is basically all the agreement pertaining to the land, where the land is, the site plan, the lease, the ground rent, and all that stuff. So that's the whole booklet, right? So that is what you get initially when you buy the land. Hopefully, you've done the homework. I don't know why people are still having land challenges with zero. We haven't had anyone yet. Keep telling people there's a way to do these things. You should not be having land challenges if you watch all my videos about this land thing. You should not, right? You should not, because there's a way that you can figure it out. Even if the land registry is giving you certain things, there's one aspect, and then there's something on the ground that you have to do to make sure that, listen, this land is not going to have problems. But I've done a ton of video on that. So assuming your land is good, you bought it from somebody to give you the indenture. So indenture your site plan. I always say pick your own site plan. I always say pick your own site plan. Don't take the one they give you. Go pick the coordinate, make sure it's accurate. Use that to register that space. So because if you're able to register that space and get your line title, whenever something ever happens, you know for sure that site plan is actually for that space because you did it yourself. I know we try to save money and all that stuff. No, I pick all my lines. We pick them by my own team. So do that. So then you get your indenture. You look at it, read the terms very very well. Don't take what they told you. Look at the language. If it's 99, if it's 70, it's 80, it's not a big deal. Um, and then you go do your registration. So in Accra, you get a land title, right? In Cape Coast, you get deed of something like that, which is equivalent to a land title. But you get Accra, you get a land title certificate. So that one, they will, it's a booklet that they give you. Shoot, I don't have mine here for the Accra one. I have the Cape Coast one here. I would have shown it to you. And so you get that's important, right? Register these lands. I'm telling you, man. If you can't register the land has issue, don't put money into it, start doing anything. Land litigation stuff, you do not want to find yourself in there. There's certain things about that I can't even say publicly. Okay. So do your homework. We do that for people because when we buy lands, we build and all that stuff, but we are very selective where we go. Some areas is a no-go area. I've seen some YouTubers promoting some areas. Be careful, okay? Double check. Double check these areas. Okay. There's a reason why you don't see me promoting somebody's land and stuff like that. The only land I'm going to promote is the one that I acquire in acreages and I'm registered under my name that I'm selling. Trust me, it's deep. Okay, so but register this land as soon as possible, very very quickly. But do your homework before you give a dime. Okay, they will probably say, "Oh my God, you go there. There's like 200 plots. They say there's 5 left." Not true. Not true. You're trying to go buy a house. They said everything is sold. There's 3 left. Not true. That means, actually, let me tell you the secret. If they say they're selling 50 and they said only 10 left, that means they've sold 10. That's the deal. There's 40 available. Okay. So don't get fall for that. All right. Updates. There's a few things I'm doing. Okay, there's a few things. So I'm talking to my team. I've already sent, so the way I approach is I already sent all my diagrams and we start having conversations month at a time, right? And we push things back. So when I hit the ground and we meet on the side the first day, we're just gonna hammer down details. And then the day after that, we start doing what we need to do. So the update, I'm doing the floating stairs. There's a couple of things I'm going to do. I've changed my mind a few things because I'm also looking at safety, in terms of doing the bridges. I was going to do the glass, but when people coming over there, they're having a great time. I don't know if the glass is going to be reliable in terms of safety. So there's a couple of things I'm entertaining, and then some. There's some few things. Then once I do that, either at the end of this year or early next year, I'm going to start plastering. But I'm going down there in the summer to take care of some few things, and that video will come up. But I'm really happy how this thing is coming out. Ton of people are giving me some input. I love that. Taking their also experience, their also knowledge, and making this thing incredible. So it's going well. Taking my time to do it right because we're gonna have the party after that, and I want to make sure it's perfect for everybody, right? So update. Um, the dollar I think is gonna be weaker a little bit. The next month or so with the loan that has been approved, it's gonna make the city stronger. The dollar is gonna weak, inverse relationship. So we have to keep an eye on that. But it doesn't look like the cement prices have dropped much. That's Ghana. It's like that. So I think the stuff you can buy now and hold and keep them, still do them cement, 2 months maybe in ideal condition. But you can still get your chippings in, you can get your sand, you can get your rods. These people are cutting the rods, they're stealing them now. It's no joke. So storage becomes really important. But um, as the assumption is 20% more every year inflation, 20 to 30% more inflation on your materials every year. So you have to account for that, right? So I think if you have that 25, 20 minimum 20, 30% of inflation on materials, if you budget that in, I think you'll be able to absorb some of the hikes, right? Because they're not coming down. So I could say cement is 95, 100 CDs, and next month it could be that. That's why I don't give a lot of prices because it's meaningless. So just budget for that, and be strategic. When you are doing some of these projects at the same time to save money. That's something we can help you as well. Okay. Yeah. So you have to talk to them. You have to talk to them. It depends also too. Obviously, the guy is a mixer. Is mixing the concrete and stuff like that. It doesn't need specialized licenses for that. But when you start thinking about the core, the structure, the plumbing, the electrical work, the roofing, those kinds of things, then for me, I know if they have licenses, you pay them a little bit more, but you have to be inquisitive. And it's important. It's really important. Okay. But it's your mindset. Some people don't care. They can put everybody there. They can do whatever. That's fine. But in the end, they leave. You stay in there, and you got to deal with whatever the consequences is. And when the house is finished, when you start calling them, they're not gonna be showing up. Anybody that has built a first house that lived in will agree. When you start calling them to come fix stuff, they don't show up. So it's better you do it right the first time. So ask for the resume, and guarantee every builder in Ghana is an exception. They will tell you that. But if you have discernment and above average common sense, you can really pick things up very quickly. Like this person is not up to par. You can really see it in the execution. And so involve yourself, right? Learn a few things. It's like do some research. Like figure out how to do a foundation work properly. Like what is the depth? What is the you know what type of iron rod supposed to use, how many of the high tensile and mild steel, all those things, the pillars, the beam, just get some idea, right? Get some idea. And so you don't have to be a qualified engineer or that kinds of stuff. But if you, it's just experience. If you see nav build and you apply common sense and understand weight load, you begin to understand like there's probably something is off here. And then you may be right? Or take whatever they're doing, give it to another engineer who is not related. They say, what do you think? Take your video, give it to somebody and say, what do you think they are doing? Right? And you'll be surprised. Right? So do check. It depends. If the guy is digging the trenches, you don't need alliances. So it depends what it is. But structure, yes, you got to have some serious people over there that have done it before. They've done it before. They've been multiple units. If you want to do multiple units, don't get somebody who's done just who've done just like a bungalow type of house, and then you want to give them your 6 level apartment. Okay, just all because the price or they were cheaper. I said quality first, price second. Execution first. Then I never look at the price first. I look at, can they do the job where to the expectations? Then we talk about price. Okay. Yeah. Yes. So it's a marathon. It's a marathon. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. At any point, you're gonna make good decisions. If you're taking your time, learn. Start, get a portfolio of what you want, design. And it's also important, if you can bring your interior design in early, that helps a lot, a lot, a lot. They can come in there because it can visually also helps with the architects and engineer and stuff like that. This is what we're gonna do. So if you can bring all of them, and sometimes you gotta pay them, pay people. Listen, I'm not a fan of just not undercutting, paying people less, because when you start doing that, they end up sabotaging your stuff. So pay them for what is worth, and then ask more of them, right? Ask more of them. So get all those people involved early. Bring your interior designer, the architect, and your builder, always engineer on site, especially for all the structure work. They have to be there, and quality electrician. So get them talking right away. And so I go there. Sometimes I have all my team over there, and we would sit like for 40 minutes. We just brainstorm, like, and sometimes I say something, they say, well, we can't do it. I say, why? And then they give me an explanation, okay, it's fair, whatever. And then we brainstorm. But so you got to get them together, right? Get them there. And then, because if they all speaking the same language, it helps you. Other than that, one person comes in, they're doing something else, and then another person comes in, they do something else, then they're not talking. The plumbing put it here, the EC they didn't have a light for because the electrician thought it was here. No, get all of them together and start marking things on the wall. So you see, mine sometimes I have crayon marks and chalk marks because I'm now always there 100%. So you want to leave, say, okay, this is what we do and stuff like that. Okay, so it's a marathon. Don't rush it. If you rush it, you're gonna miss a lot of the detail work. So take your time. Even if you got the money like that, still take your time and execute. It matters. Okay. Um, Hajezra, thank you. Thank you for stopping in. And if you have any questions, throw in there. Wow, time flies. Um, yeah. And so yes, it's true. There've been a couple of building collapse in Adenta and stuff like that. I'm telling you, don't be ignorant. Don't be ignorant, please. I will hope your life is of value, or your family's life is value, that these structural stuff we don't play games with. If you want to start playing around, when you get to finishing, play with the paint, play with the furniture, do that stuff. But the structure thing, you want to make sure it's really, really sound. So nobody wants to wake up someday and they say one YouTuber's house collapsed. It does nobody any good. Nobody wants that. I certainly don't want that. So just don't take these chances, right? Don't take them. Don't make the assumption the guy knows what they are doing. Do not. Trust me, they don't. Only about probably 35%. Builders in Ghana can really, really, really build it structurally sound. The rest, they learn on the trade and they do all kinds of stuff. Trust me. Only about 35 that like really knows what they're supposed to do. And those people, they'll push back if you try to compromise, if you're trying to play with the materials, or you try to do something, they'll push back. And that's what you want. You don't want, just because you're paying them, you don't want to take risks. Like I know my team, I tell them everybody has a say. Okay, everybody, even the one that is mixing the concrete mixer, have a say. So if something is off, everybody speaks. And when in doubt, when the electrician's got to say stuff, his licenses, he knows more than I do. We roll with that, right? Okay, so it's very important. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Well, I mean, you can. We one of them. You can reach out to us. You can see our website over there. You can send me an email. We can sit down, figure something out, see what you need, how best we can help you. Okay. Yes. First time. Okay. Two things. Two things. Um, humble. Humble in the sense that be a knowledge seeker. So find somebody. And I know it's social media. Sometimes forget about personality. Find somebody that you can respect what they've done and see if they can help you. So that is one aspect, right? That's one aspect. Um, and then take it, take what you need. And I'll say this: I can speak for an hour. You maybe need 1 minute. Fine, use that. Forget about the rest. So find that one, and also, and the thing that and I'll put myself in that category because I've built a bigger home. I finished that living in there. I'm doing a different one. So I know what it takes. I really know what it takes. I really know what it takes to come up with the money. I know it because I built it in several years. I know the frustration, the process, the quit when you feel like quit when you feel overwhelmed. I know when you feel like, man, the money is going, your life is on hold. You're not taking vacations. You sacrifice, and there's still more money, more money, more money. I know all of that. I know it because I went through the whole process, right? Of 7 years, no vacation. So I understand that and how to overcome that, right? And so that is the advantages I have over somebody who's just starting this thing the first time. Because you will hit that point. You will hit that, especially if you are building a dream home or you are building it well, which will take some money. You get to a point that you be like, damn, I have put sometimes $700,000 already, and I'm still going, right? So it is very important that you talk to those who've done it well, and hopefully they are willing to share some of the tips and frustration. If it's a service, it's a service. Go get it because everybody can start. Well, we moved to Ghana. Good, stay there and live well. Then we're gonna find out, right? Everybody can start. Not 25% of people are not gonna finish. That's the data. They never finish, so the house is never completed. And my goal is if we can get it to like maybe only 5% of the people. So, and those people are good people, but things happen. There's a lot of things that could happen. So you have to know how to. It's not a scary thing. It's just information. You have the knowledge that you can execute and overcome that, knowing that when you are the down moment, when you are frustrated and you want to quit, that time is also there's other things you can do so you can regroup again and hit it hard. Okay. So that'll be what my advice. But seek the knowledge, ego comes down, seek the knowledge, learn. You're gonna be learning a lot. You're gonna learn so much in the process yourself. When you do the second time, it's gonna be much better. Okay. So ideally, right? Ideally, one good foreman and qualified engineer, right? Ideally. Um, because sometimes if the two foremen, then are they gonna bump heads? Is ego gonna get involved? So ideally, it's like just I think like if you find one, it's easier the communication. I think to just have the one-on-one communication to have like like a two-person communication. Sometimes you tell the other person foreman this thing is not translate well to the other one, but ideally you want to get a one-on-one. Uh, you know, the best of both, and then make sure they are talking all the time. But if the two works for you, then it works for you, right? Not yet. I'm here, USA. Not yet. I'm not in Ghana, but I have a strong team over there. And so we're good. Okay, we're good. Uh, well, I think that's a question for some. So anyway, wow, time flies. We're gonna wrap it up. If you don't have any more questions, we're gonna wrap it up in a few 2 to 3 minutes. Let me scan through this. But I appreciate you taking the time to join. Please click the like button, share the videos, may be helpful to somebody, and stuff like that. So like, subscribe, and share. Some of you have not subscribed, please do. Helps with the YouTube algorithms. And so, but all the same, you can do it. You can build a dream home. You can be built well without having problems. I advocate of that. So just let's make this thing worthy and build it, and then after that we can, uh, you know, we can enjoy, right? Yeah. So like you said, takes a lot of money. So if it's going to be done well, it's going to cost money. That's the philosophy of life, right? So, but you have to, but this way, you see, for me, here's my mindset. Whatever you're trying to do is possible. So it's possible. You just have to know what you're doing, right? So that's the mentality I have. It's possible. You just have to know what you're doing. You gotta have a team and what you need to do to get it done. So other than that, there's going to be a lot of frustration. Okay. So yes, thanks for live. Listen, man, I'm back in the gym for 8 months now. Listen, there's more life to live, and so I'm taking sure the body's strong, the mind is sharp. Hopefully, I see some of you in the future. We get to hang out. We get to do something big. I'm looking forward to that and stuff like that. So I wish you the best. Wish you the best in everything you're doing. Take it with pride. I appreciate the build. You can do it. I believe in you. I'm rooting for you to do it well all the time. Don't get frustrated. Don't get discouraged. Stay focused. Stay focused and sharp. Don't get distracted. There's a lot of distraction. Don't. Keep your eyes on the prize. Okay. Keep your eyes on the prize. All right. Thank you. We'll link up again. I don't know when I'll do another video. Maybe in a couple of weeks, but definitely I'll send you. I'll put some videos as I make progress on the build and stuff like that. But I'm looking forward to that. I'm enjoying the process. Um, yes, definitely a party, but you know the rules for the party, there, right? You gotta have a house first. It's a builder's party, and then I'm gonna add some caveat. I'm gonna be looking at foundations. So you're gonna send your building again. I'm gonna look at it and I say, all right, this is done well. So this person go DOT goes straightly to VIP. That's how we're gonna do it. Okay, we're gonna do it well. We're gonna have a great time. So build strong. Okay, I'm rooting for you. Let's go win. All right, thanks.